Grundy Center Boys Track and Field Coach Chris Conger talking about an NICL team championship here tonight. Chris comes literally down to the wire, but you guys get it done. Just what does this mean for this team here tonight?
It shows the resiliency of our guys. All year long, we have a great group of seniors first and foremost. Terrific group of seniors. We have guys that just fill in. We're believing in the process. We talk about that all the time in Grundy Center. Just believe in the process. Do the stepping stones. You got to fight tooth and nail like they just chanted. And I'm so proud of the guys for coming through in the end.
I want to let you recognize some of your champions tonight. Starts the very first race with that sprint medley relay. What can you say about those guys taking home the title?
Yeah, when you get in this scenario at conference, it's always you got to pull a guy here and there. So, kudos to Cooper Keller for stepping in there. Young sophomore, he stepped into the 100 spot. Hayden Gertis has done an unbelievable job the last 2 weeks, stepping in for some of our relays. Judd Drofsky wasn't here quite yet, so Pete Lebo stepped in the 200 spot. He's had an unbelievable senior year as well. And then what can you say about Braden Davey? Arguably he's one of the, he could be conference athlete of the year. He's that good, and he showed it there. He got the baton, I think, in 5th, and then comes through in the end. So one of his few wins of the day.
Yeah, you bet. And he had an individual win in the 400 as well. Judd Jarofsky, 400 hurdles. Emerson Vokes continues to do what he does. So if you could talk about some of those individual champs tonight.
Yeah, let's start with Emerson. What he did tonight was gutty, and like all year long, he knows that he's our Cadillac, and it's like we try to take care of him throughout the year and keep him fresh for these moments. And he didn't win 4 things, but he completely impacted this meet, and that's all we ask of him. And he's a butt kicker, so it's one of those things you trust your seniors, and he comes through in the end. I already talked about Braden Davey. Wins the 400, wins the 200, wins the sprint med, and then unbelievable. We didn't have the baton in the right position in the 4x4, but he ran a 48 split. So those 2 guys in themselves are probably caliber of athlete of the year. And then Judd Jarofsky, what more can you say about him? He's coming from the conference golf meet, shows up here, jumps into a 4x2 race that really, it was kind of our race that we were hoping maybe to scratch a point or two. He's able to make it. We end up getting 7th, and then the 4x1 we get 2nd with him, and so he's unbelievable as well.
Mm-hmm. Any other kind of big standout performances come to mind, maybe that didn't come out in first year tonight?
Yeah, when you get to this situation and you have to, every point matters. You look at those guys in Leo Block in the 2 mile and the mile. He got 8th in both of them. Not a glorious position to be in, but for a freshman, he knew what he had to do. And if you watched his race, it's a kid that understood the assignment. And whenever you get kids like that, and you just get so passionate about them because they aren't going to make the front page of the paper, but at the same time, they're the kids that end up winning you the meet.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to that depth piece for you guys, just a ton of different people that can go a ton of different races and things like that, right? That helps win these meets. What can you say about just being able to kind of strategize going into this meet with the depth you have?
Well, we're not as deep as we have been, and it was one of those things that we talking to our seniors that have been through a lot of success in a lot of sports. It's like you got to be complacent with 3rd. You got to be okay getting 4th. And tonight with the 4x1 getting 2nd, that placed higher than we expected. The 4x4, they didn't love being in the position they were in, but that getting 3rd gets us 2 points that we need. Events like that, it's hard to be in the kids' zone of not completely getting 1st, but understanding the assignment tonight was to score points, and they did the job.
All right, got a week until that state qualifying meet at Roland Story. What are you hoping to see out of your team between now and then?
Continue to improve every day. We're getting some guys healthy. Devin Hinders is another senior that's had a terrific career for us, and hopefully we can get him back, and that will help our couple of our relays down at the state meet. In the event that they qualify, and we believe that we are going to have a really good team come next Thursday, and we're going to make a push and try to make some noise down at state.
All right, any final thoughts like share tonight?
No, just go Spartans. It's a complete process. Track is one of those things that we talk about over and over again to our kids, both boys and girls alike. You want to become the best athlete that you can absolutely be. The speed component is an integral part of your development as an athlete. And here we are. It's showing up on the big stage, big time. So I'm super excited and super proud of both the girls and the boys track teams.
All right, Chris, appreciate the time tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.